Welcome to Mwaki Insights. Today we're breaking down the stakes of Georgia's pro-EU election, an election that's as much about the EU and Russia as it is about Georgia's future. How could one vote shift power between Moscow and the West? Let's dive in. And if you're passionate about unpacking the complexities of global geopolitics, go ahead and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Georgia, a small nation in the Caucasus, stands at a historical crossroads. Its strategic location has made it a focal point for empires and powers throughout history. Nestled between the Black Sea and the Caucasus Mountains, Georgia serves as a bridge between East and West. This geographical positioning has influenced its culture and political landscape. This strategic location has shaped Georgia's destiny for centuries. From ancient trade routes to modern pipelines, Georgia has always been a vital corridor. Today, Georgia finds itself in a geopolitical tug-of-war between Russia and the European Union. The stakes are high and the choices are complex. Georgia's history is a tapestry woven with threads of conquest and resilience. Each era has left its mark, creating a rich and diverse cultural heritage. From the ancient kingdoms of Colchis and Iberia to the modern republic, Georgia has endured centuries of foreign domination while retaining its unique identity. The echoes of Persian empires, Ottoman rule, and Soviet control still resonate in the country's collective memory, shaping its architecture, language, and traditions. Despite these challenges, Georgia has fiercely preserved its unique identity. Its traditions, music, and dance are a testament to its enduring spirit. Its ancient language, vibrant culture, and unwavering spirit have survived countless attempts at assimilation. The Georgian script, one of the oldest in the world, symbolizes this resilience. This spirit of independence burns brightly today as Georgians navigate the complexities of the 21st century. The younger generation is particularly keen on forging a new path. The upcoming elections in Georgia are not merely a domestic affair. They are a critical juncture that will determine the nation's future trajectory. These elections are a referendum on the country's future direction and its place in the world. The choices made will have lasting implications for generations to come. Will Georgia deepen its ties with the West, embracing the promise of democracy and integration? The allure of the European Union offers economic growth and political stability. Or will it be drawn back into Russia's orbit, its aspirations for sovereignty once again challenged? The influence of Russia remains strong, and the path forward is fraught with challenges. The stakes of the game pro-EU versus pro-Russia. The upcoming elections in Georgia are shaping up to be a pivotal contest between two distinct visions for the country's future. This election is not just about choosing a new government, it's about deciding the direction in which the country will head for years to come. On one side, we have the pro-EU parties, advocating for closer integration with Europe and the promise of democratic reforms. They argue that aligning with the European Union will bring economic prosperity, stronger democratic institutions, and greater security. These parties, often led by younger, Western-educated politicians, appeal to a growing segment of the population that sees its future intertwined with that of the European Union. They envision a Georgia that is modern, progressive, and fully integrated into the European community. On the other side are the pro-Russia parties, advocating for closer ties with Moscow and a more cautious approach to Western integration. They emphasize the historical, cultural, and economic ties that Georgia shares with Russia. These parties draw support from older generations, those with economic ties to Russia, and those wary of the potential consequences of antagonizing their powerful neighbor. They argue that maintaining a strong relationship with Russia is crucial for Georgia's stability and economic well-being. The ruling Georgian Dream Party, while officially committed to EU membership, has faced criticism for its ambiguous stance towards Russia. This party has tried to balance the competing interests of aligning with the West while not alienating Russia. Critics accuse the party of backsliding on democratic reforms and maintaining close ties with the Kremlin. They argue that the party's actions have undermined Georgia's democratic institutions and its aspirations for European integration. The opposition, a diverse coalition united by their pro-EU stance, hopes to capitalize on these concerns and unseat the incumbent government. They believe that a clear and unwavering commitment to European integration is essential for Georgia's future. The stakes in this election could not be higher. The outcome will determine whether Georgia moves closer to the European Union or strengthens its ties with Russia. Georgia's choice will have profound implications, not only for its own citizens, but also for the broader geopolitical landscape. The decision will influence the balance of power in the region and the future of East-West relations. A victory for the pro-EU forces would be a significant setback for Russia's ambitions in the region, and a boost for the West's efforts to counter Moscow's influence. Conversely, a win for the pro-Russia parties would reinforce Russia's presence and potentially shift the regional dynamics in Moscow's favor. Beyond the ballot box, Russia's deep roots in Georgia. Russia's influence in Georgia extends far beyond politics. It is deeply embedded in the country's economy, society, and culture. This influence, cultivated over centuries, provides Moscow with a powerful lever to exert pressure on Tbilisi. Economically, Georgia remains heavily reliant on Russia. Remittances from Georgians working in Russia make up a significant portion of the country's GDP. Russia is also a major trading partner and a key source of energy for Georgia. This economic dependence gives Moscow considerable leverage over Tbilisi's decisions. Culturally, the two countries share deep historical and religious ties. The Georgian Orthodox Church, which enjoys widespread influence, maintains close relations with the Russian Orthodox Church. This religious connection serves as a bridge between the two nations and a source of soft power for Moscow. Russia also leverages its control over the breakaway regions of Abkhazia and South Ossetia to exert pressure on Tbilisi. These regions, which declared independence from Georgia after the 2008 war with Russia, remain heavily dependent on Moscow for security and economic survival. This multifaceted influence allows Russia to shape public opinion, influence policy decisions, and challenge Tbilisi's sovereignty. The allure of the West, a beacon of democracy and opportunity. For many Georgians, especially the younger generation, the European Union symbolizes hope and opportunity. They see it as a gateway to a brighter future, where their dreams can be realized without the constraints of their current socio-political environment. The EU is viewed as a model of democracy, prosperity, and the rule of law, a stark contrast to the authoritarianism and corruption that plague their own country and its powerful neighbor to the north. The EU's structured governance and transparent institutions offer a vision of what Georgia could become. The EU's appeal is multifaceted. It is not just about politics or governance. It encompasses economic, social, and cultural dimensions that collectively create a compelling narrative for many Georgians. It promises access to a vast single market, offering Georgian businesses new opportunities for trade and investment. This economic integration could lead to increased prosperity and stability, fostering a more robust and competitive Georgian economy. EU membership also holds the allure of visa-free travel for Georgian citizens, enabling them to study, work, and live in any of the bloc's 27 member states. This freedom of movement is particularly attractive to the youth, who yearn for the chance to explore new horizons and gain international experience. Beyond economic benefits, the EU represents a set of values that resonate deeply with many Georgians. The principles of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law are seen as essential for the development of a just and equitable society. The EU's commitment to democracy, human rights, and the rule of law stands in stark contrast to the authoritarian tendencies of the Putin regime. For Georgians who have experienced political repression and corruption, the EU's values offer a hopeful alternative. For many Georgians, aligning with the EU is not just a matter of pragmatism, it is a matter of principle. They believe that integration with the EU will help safeguard their freedoms and promote a more transparent and accountable government. However, the EU's allure is not universal. There are significant segments of the population that remain unconvinced. Older generations, often with closer ties to Russia and a more ingrained suspicion of the West, remain skeptical. They have lived through different political eras and have a more cautious approach to rapid changes. They view the EU's embrace of liberal values as a threat to traditional Georgian culture and identity. The rapid social changes that come with EU integration can be unsettling for those who hold conservative views. The EU's perceived support for LGBTQ+ rights, for example, has sparked controversy in this deeply conservative society. Issues of social liberalism often clash with the traditional values held by many Georgians, leading to a complex and sometimes contentious dialogue about the future direction of the country. A fractured landscape, public sentiment, and the media maze. Georgian public opinion remains deeply divided on the issue of EU integration. Years of propaganda, disinformation, and political maneuvering have created a complex and often contradictory media landscape making it challenging for ordinary citizens to discern fact from fiction. Pro-Russian media outlets, often funded by Moscow or its proxies, paint a bleak picture of the West. They depict the EU as a decadent and morally bankrupt entity, intent on undermining traditional Georgian values and using the country as a pawn in its geopolitical games with Russia. Conversely, pro-Western media outlets, often supported by Western governments or NGOs, present a more positive view of the EU, emphasizing the economic benefits and democratic values that integration would bring. This polarized media landscape, characterized by misinformation, makes it difficult for ordinary Georgians to form informed opinions. Many rely on word of mouth, social networks, or traditional sources of information, such as the church, which often reinforces existing biases. This fractured information environment benefits those who seek to manipulate public opinion and sow discord within Georgian society. It also complicates efforts to build a broad-based consensus on crucial issues like EU integration. This election isn't just about choosing sides, it's about shaping Georgia's future identity. Will Georgia become a model of Western integration in the Caucasus, or will it continue as a post-Soviet state maintaining ties with Moscow? Whatever happens, the stakes are high for everyone involved and the world is watching. Thank you for watching Milwaukee Insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share if you found this breakdown enlightening. Stay tuned for more global updates and insights. And remember, every vote counts, not just in Georgia, but in shaping our world.